The following is for entertainment purposes only.
The International Blind Cafe presents Debate Night.
Okay, so this is our first debate. Jason is debating the Joe Biden side, and Scout is debating Donald Trump's side. There is 4 questions, and I'm just going to go first off. Instead of flipping our coin, we're just going to go alphabetical order. So Jason will get the first question first, and the next question Scout will get first, and then we'll alternate. They have about a minute to introduce themselves and their platform. And like we said, in between rounds, please vote for who you think that won it. So I guess, Jason, if you want to start off and introduce your platform.
I'm Jason. Today, I'm going to be kind of debating on the left side of the column, the more liberal or democratic-leaning side, believing that the government should run more social programs and take care of people in a more fiscal, socialized manner, a greener environment, and just more socially responsible way, and more for the individual and less for the big corporation, and that we should be united as one, and the central seat of power should be the overseeing power overall.
Okay, thank you, Jason. And Scout?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Scout, and today I'll be defending the platform of President Donald J. Trump for re-election and the views of the Republican National Conference. It is my pleasure and honor to remind you all that America has always been great, and we will continue that with the reinstatement of Donald J. Trump into the White House. Our values are clear. It is important to protect Americans, always, first and foremost, and to be leaders in the world. We do this by having high values, strong moral compasses, and a unity to one another. So thank you, and good luck to my challenger.
Okay, so Scout, the first question is, what do you think of the current abortion laws, and how would you amend them?
I'm sorry, Miss Moderator, I thought it was my understanding that we would go alphabetical, and that my
I started
friend
with
across the aisle would go
Sorry.
first. Thank
We
you.
can do him first. Because he introduced first, I thought okay. Jason, sorry. What do you think of the current abortion laws, and how would you amend them?
Well, first of all, my opponent is a criminal, so I don't know where he gets off saying that he believes in justice. But as for abortion, that's definitely a woman's choice, up and including to the third trimester, and it's always the woman's choice. I think that the states don't need to have a say, otherwise that just creates more diversity and just too many choices. And it should be the woman's right to fair and representative health care, and we believe in protecting safe health care for women. Voting for my opponent would just mean that women wouldn't have the right to access health care at all. And remember, he is a convicted felon.
Okay, Jason, you have a minute and 30 seconds left. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Remember, voting for me is protecting democracy. and voting for my opponent would be just ruining the United States. And freedom of freedom for the body and freedom of choice.
Thank you, Jason. All right, Scout. Do you need me to repeat the question?
No, thanks, Miss Moderator. We've been told by so very many people that this is a big thing, and it's important to lots of people. And they've told us that there's many, many bad things that are happening all over the country. You know, there's a big need that we need to protect the lives of innocent children. And these are American children. So their lives are the most important. And we need to do everything that we can to stand up for them and have their voice, because they can't tell us. And you know what? People tell us all the time that most of the states want some sort of a ban so that these people, these radical leftists, can't commit the murders that they want to. They're wanting to destroy the American children, and we're not going to stand for it. And that's but you know what? That's what the fascists on the left want. Okay, they want you to believe their wokeisms. They want you to drink their Kool-Aid, and all they're going to do is try to destroy you, and destroy your American way of life. And you know, when America chose Donald J. Trump as the commander-in-chief in 2016 and again in 2020, but we know how that worked out. So the one thing to remember here is children, especially American children, are important, and we have to protect them. So thank you.
Thank you, Scout. All right, audience, if you wouldn't mind voting in the chat, and we'll see who won this round.
My opponent's a felon.
Please contain your comments.
It's fake news. It's fake. Of course, he would say this. He's going to say anything he can to make you think that he loves America, but we know the truth. We know the truth.
Well, more babies means more workers, and
okay, guys, no debating while we're voting. All right, I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds to vote, because right now it is tied.
Remember, voting for me means you're voting for the right things in life.
A vote for me saves democracy. Voting for my opponent will be the end of democracy as we know it.
All right, voting is done, and we have a tie.
He's already said he's going to be dictator for a day.
Folks, he doesn't even know what a dictator is.
All right. The next question, we will start with Scout. And the question is, do you think marijuana legalization should be at the federal or the state level?
I just want to remind everyone that the radical left is doing absolutely everything they can to destroy this sacred country that so many of our forefathers have worked hard for. And that includes my friend across the aisle, Miss Speaker, or Miss Moderator, that is allowing tons and tons of terrorists to come across our borders. And every day, scores of those illegal border jumpers flood into the country. And good old Sleepy Joe allows them to do this. And he doesn't care. In fact, he invites them in. He's going to let them vote. They don't have to have driver's license. They don't have to be American. Just vote along what he wants, and that's the way they're going to do it. That's because they're radicals, and they don't care. Now, when our friend and leader, Donald J. Trump, was in office, our borders were secure. And you know what? The border agents told us terrorists didn't want to come in. They knew that they were going to be dealt with, and they just stayed out. So, then there was very, very few illegals coming in. And then when they did, they were promptly caught up and sent right back, and Mexico paid for their round trip. Just remember, all those illegals are drug runners. They're trying to destroy your children, your lives, your livelihood. They want to take your homes. So from day one, we're going to put a stop to it. Mr. Trump will do everything he can to stop them. He'll secure both the borders, even from Canada. And so I would say that drugs are very bad, very, very bad, and something has to be done about them.
You have 30 seconds left, Scout. Would you like to answer the question, which I'll remind you is, do you think marijuana legalization should be at the federal or state level?
Well, yes, of course it is.
All right. Jason, do you need the question repeated, or are you good to go?
My opponent is a felon, and he is a racist. He doesn't like brown people. If you vote for Donald Trump, you're not black. He's just fear mongering. There's no problem at the border. That's just immigration. We need immigration to grow. We need all those people. And as for marijuana, back in the Nam, it was legal. We used to smoke it all the time back in the jungle. It made it good. It made it bearable. And sometimes when life is tough,
he doesn't even know where he's at. He doesn't even know where he is.
It is not your turn to talk. Please allow Jason to finish.
We need it when we're having tough times. So the American people, it should be just and then we can collect taxes on it so that we can help those poor immigrants that are coming across the border looking for opportunity, and we can give them education and give them houses, because we know that that's what they're coming to America for, so they can build on their dreams and just make it better. So of course marijuana should be legal, because we can build on that, and maybe we need to legalize PCP and cocaine too, and then maybe my son wouldn't be convicted of a felony.
Right. Audience, time to vote.
My opponent likes guns.
I will remind the contestants or the debaters that there is no talking during the voting period.
We should outlaw guns. Only the state should have guns.
All right, I'll give it another 20 seconds for voting, and then I will announce the winner. All right, and that round goes to Jason. So far it is Jason 1, Scout 0. All right, Jason, you are up first this time. The question is, how will you address mortgage interest rates as high as they are?
Who's high? Moderator, I'm not high. I'll submit to a drug test anytime.
That was not the question, Jason, but thank you.
Well, can you repeat the question?
How will you address mortgage interest rates as high as they are?
Oh, that's easy. I'll tell the banks they can't charge so much, and build more houses, especially on the streets of California, and they'll do it in with tents, lots and lots of tents, and then those people won't need to buy houses, and then we won't have to worry about housing. They'll just be camping. Because I used to like going camping when Hunter and Bo were young. We used to go camping in the woods, and it was wonderful. When I'm the people's president, we used to go camping, and one time I got chased by a bear. That wasn't so good.
Are you okay, Jason? Then you continue.
Yeah. It was a touching moment. I remember Bo died, and it just breaks me up every time I think of him. You know my opponent's a felon, right? A vote for him will ruin America.
Thank you, Jason. Okay, Scout, it is your turn. Do you need the question repeated?
No, I don't. In America, there's a process for judicial matters, and my friend across the aisle here wants to keep calling me certain names, but that the outcome remains to be seen because of appeals and whatnot. So. The truth is that Biden, he loves to give away money to all kinds of people around the world, and that's to satisfy his globalist plans. And that's the way of the left, right? These people, they like to destroy the economy so they can control it instead of, putting money back into the American people's pocket. And they create inflation so that they can crush you, so they can keep you under their thumb. Trump loves to see America thrive. Trump wants to see everyone doing well and succeeding. And the only way that can happen is if Trump makes deals to get more money in your pockets. Sounds great, right? And how can we do that? Well, we know that when President Trump was in office, business was good, the economy was booming, best they'd ever seen. Okay, and so he'll go back and he will remind the banks and business that he has the confidence in them, and they can have the confidence in you, the people, to help one another to rebuild and make America the greatest it can be. And remember, it's never been a better time to continue the work that we had started, that they so derangedly took away from us for a short period of time, just a short period. But pretty soon they'll see that we're back in office and it'll be great. And you just remember that Biden's economic ruin of America.
Okay, thank you.
It stops here, folks. And
thank you.
He doesn't know his own name or where he's at. And I'll remind you, my sons are survivors. They're strong and they're alive.
All right. So you guys know the drill now. Vote in the chat.
What time is Jill picking me up? It's almost my bedtime.
All right, Jason. Remember, no talking during the voting period. Someone voted F, so if they could please vote. I think it was. I don't know if I should say their username if they'd want that. So, just yes, you voted F, someone. So, if you want to fix that.
F is for felon. My opponent's a felon.
F is for fake, like it's in fake news.
All right, it was a close tie, but again, the winner is Jason. So 2-0 Jason.
See, they would rather have me as president than that democracy ruining
Okay, thank you, Jason.
felon.
All right, so Scout. No, wait. Yes, Scout. I think you are next.
Okay.
The question is, what are you going to do about the civil war in Israel?
Well, the United States has had a long history of protecting the rights of the Jewish people. We liberated them from the thralls of the Nazis in World War II. If it wasn't for us, they would all been lost. They lost a lot of them, but they didn't lose all of them. And I'll remind you that our great leader, Donald J. Trump, made it official. He moved our embassy, the heart of our help to the Israelis, to Jerusalem, solidifying that Jerusalem is the de facto and accepted capital of Israel, not Palestine. And because of that, it goes to show that President Trump is a strong supporter of the Israeli people, and that terrorist leaders understand that President Trump will always protect America and its allies like Israel before anything else. And it's because of that. That's because of the people who think that they should run Hamas and in ISIS. They respect Donald J. Trump. They have reverence for what he says. And because of that, they'll comply with whatever peace plans he lays out for both sides. And they know that they'll be dealt with if they don't. And he'll do this, and he'll do it in a very, very short fashion. It's not going to take a long time, and it's not going to cost any lives, because it's going to be a phone call, folks. That's all it's going to be, and it will be resolved very, very quickly. And America will gain a lot by doing it. So just remember that the leftists, the opponent opposite me today, doesn't care about that. They care about warmongering, getting in other people's business. They want to mix it up, and they want to supply terrorists with weapons of mass destruction. Don't let them do it again, folks, because if you do, they're already doing it in Ukraine. They're already backing up a civil war there. So what are they going to do? Well, you know what they're going to do. They're going to be always on the wrong side, because why? Well, they're fascists, and they don't care about freedom. They don't care about you. They don't care about America, and they certainly don't care about the Jewish people.
You talk about Ukraine. You got into war with Putin. You got into bed with Putin. Putin is fighting your war in Ukraine.
Well, your son was the one who was going against America and trying to get us, brought us to where it is today. And now you're spending billions and billions of America's money on something unnecessary. It would have never happened. It would have never happened if Trump had been in office and had been run out. It would have never happened. He would have called and made a few phone calls, and it would have never started.
It is your turn to answer the question. Would you like the question repeated?
No, we'll stand behind Israel undivided and send all the aid we can to Gaza, and there's only a two-state solution is the only solution. As long as they're using our weapons and our guns, everything's okay.
Can you count to two?
Yeah, I will remind you that it is Jason's turn to answer the question.
I can count to 35. That's how many felonies you were convicted of.
Are you finished, Jason?
My opponent is going to ruin democracy, and he's just bad for America. Under President Trump, America lost its shine, and under me, we became the greatest nation, and people look up to us all over the world. They love us they love Americans under me, Joe Biden.
Okay, thank you, Jason. So if you guys want to vote in the chat, we will see who won.
Remember, voting for me, putting down that I win this
Voting
round
for me
means you're
protects
also
democracy.
it's like you're there
Voting for
in
me
1945
protects democracy.
saving the Jewish people from the camps, folks.
Okay, if it will make you happy, bonus question: who's the better golfer?
Oh yeah. When I was vice president, I got my handicap down to 1. I spent so much time golfing, I became the greatest golfer ever.
No comment, Scout?
Well, you know what? Biden has such a heavy handicap that can we actually even call him a golfer? I don't think so. I think it would be a fake golfer. Maybe he's big on putt or something, mini golf or something like that. So I don't think
I get the ball in the clown's nose every time in one shot.
There you go, folks. That steals it for you right there, I think.
All right, the winner was Scout, so it ended.
Russian collusion!
Yeah.
Russian collusion!
You won, Jason.
Miss Moderator, do we get our
Yes, you get an outro, and we will start with Jason.
Well, in all seriousness, thank you for doing this. And guys, thank you for putting up with our charade. And hopefully the debates in the future are based on more fact. It's hard to have a debate with Trump and Biden and take it all that seriously, especially after watching the debate Thursday night. But I think we can have fun with this activity, and I think thank you, Morgan, for putting up with our shenanigans, and thank you, Scout. And yeah, so thank you for coming out and watching, and thank you for all the votes.
Yeah, again, folks, I want to reiterate thanks for showing up and listening to this debate. Just remember that this doesn't really reflect Jason or I's own personal opinions. We were trying to represent, maybe in some comical way too, the political telescope of today. So, and I think that the debate in the future will be good to be able to talk about, especially blindness related topics and how our lives are affected therein. So thanks again to our moderator, Morgan, and everyone who joined us today.